Hi, you're listening to the Feminine Business School podcast, and I'm your host, Ainsley Young. My work is all about creating a wildly pleasurable and successful business without burning out your body and selling out your soul. I'm also really passionate about ditching the cookie cutter marketing strategies and finding what feels good to you when it comes to marketing. Join me as we talk all things online business, feminist marketing strategies, feminine embodiment, conscious leadership, and pleasurable productivity. Hit subscribe now and let's get started. And to learn the secret to fitting more pleasure into each day while ticking off your to-dos, download my free pleasure and productivity weekly planner. Head to startingwitha.com/opt-in. Welcome to episode 4 of the Feminine Business School podcast. And just a quick thank you to all of you who have subscribed and rated and reviewed the podcast so far. I so appreciate your support. And speaking of support, that's exactly what we're going to dive into in this episode. Because the thing is, opening yourself up to receiving support will get you better business results fast. So here's what we'll be covering. We're going to look at exactly why we need support as we launch and build our businesses, because you don't have to go it alone, even if cash is tight. I'll share my own experience, so the good and the bad, of receiving support both formally and informally in my own business. And I'll also share what you should keep a lookout for when building your own support network and some key questions to ask yourself. And finally, I'll share 4 practical ways you can receive support in your business so you can open yourself up to greater success. And some of these options are DIY, some are free options, and others are paid options that have been seriously potent for me. Now, if you have followed my work, you may know that I am all about leaning back, doing less and working smarter rather than harder. However, when it comes to support, I lean in, and I lean in big time. It's not uncommon when we start out in business to feel that we should go it alone and work out every little aspect of our businesses ourselves. And also when cash flow is tight, reaching out for and investing in support rather than implementing strategy may seem indulgent. But here's the thing. Being open to and receiving support in our businesses is a key ingredient to the feminine fuel that creates a sustainable and successful business. Because, being receptive, it's feminine, but so many of us find it difficult to receive. But when I'm putting an offer out into the world or moving in a new direction, I lean into all the support that is on offer to me. And the thing is, we have an abundance of support surrounding us. And it's up to us to let this support prop us up and give us a solid foundation to work from, because we are not alone. Now, even though I come from a very masculine way of doing business, I have always been open to asking for help and receiving support from various professionals, from friends, and fellow women in business. I have learned that having continual support offers me depth, and it offers me connection. I gain varied perspectives, fresh ideas, and it really does light a fire within me to really get hungry and move in that direction that I want to go. And the thing is, support means different things to different people. So you may prefer one-on-one support, or maybe support from within a group setting. You may pay a professional to support you, or you may look for free options. And structure and consistency may be key factors when you look to welcome in support, or maybe one-off and a more free-flowing supportive environment is your jam. But I thought it could be helpful to share my experience of welcoming in support in all forms. And I also thought I'd share a few key tips to make them work for you. So here are 4 practical ways that you can create consistent support in your business, allowing you to flourish. And the first option is an informal business women's circle. So when I first moved to Asia in 2014, I was a part of an informal women's circle. And we actually called ourselves, a moon circle. And this circle was key to making me actually feel safe and supported in my new home. And thankfully, some of these women are still some of my closest friends. Now, in terms of the structure of this group, there were between 4 to 6 of us, and we all had our own businesses, and we met every Friday at this cozy little cafe in Hong Kong. And we met for around 1 to 2 hours, and we would each share just our highs and our lows of the week in both life and business. Now, I can't tell you how supportive this was for me, both personally and professionally. The opportunity to have other women just hold space for me, provide a different perspective, or give me some encouragement and often a hug was priceless. So it may seem simple, but this was really transformational for me. So here are some tips and things to consider if you're looking to have your own informal business women's circle. If you have a few women in your life who you regularly talk business with, why not bring them together and create your own circle? It is not hard. And what made this experience really potent for me was the consistency of our meetups and the mix of women. So we had a very, loose structure, as I mentioned before, but this ensured that we all got something out of it each week and we didn't chat and get off topic too much. And I really loved the relaxed approach to this circle because it made it oh so nourishing. And again, like the diversity of the women, we all came from different countries, we all had different types of backgrounds, and we all were coming through our work slightly through a different lens. So it really was an enriching experience. Now, the second option to welcoming in support is to have an accountability partner. Now, if you're one of those women who needs something or someone to keep you accountable and on track, and I am totally raising my hand here, then having an accountability partner is amazing. So earlier this year, my great friend and embodiment coaching colleague suggested that we partner up and keep each other accountable with what we were working towards in both life and business. Now, this has been one of my favorite support systems to date, and I really do love my friend even more as a result. So how does it work? Now, again, a loose structure works well with this type of support. We actually check in at the start of the week, and we do this via WhatsApp voice message, and this is the flow. So the first thing we check in around is what are our 3 most important tasks, so our MITs for the week. What do we want to actually tick off by the end of the week, and what are these big kind of projects that we're working on that's really going to move the needle forward in our business? The second thing we check in on is what are we bragging about? Now, this gives us an opportunity to really celebrate ourselves. It really is just a celebration of what we have achieved in our businesses or within our personal lives. And this has also been key to really anchoring in what we have achieved so far in our business, because I'm sure you can agree, we're often very quick to tick things off, even if they are big projects, and just move on. And we don't take the time to celebrate ourselves and anchor in what we have actually achieved and pulled off. Now, the third part of our check-in is what are we grateful for? So we share a number of things that we are really grateful for. And this is always a winner, and it always really does help to increase your energy and put you into a more high vibe state. And we always say that we are grateful for each other. And the final thing that we share is what we are calling in. So what we are magnetizing into our businesses. So it might be clients, it might be a new income level, it might be a desired feeling or a really great opportunity. So that's the general structure of our check-ins with our accountability buddy. And we also continually check in with each other during the week. So Shiv and I talk to each other nearly every day via WhatsApp. And we're tracking each other's progress, and we're providing support and feedback and just general cheerleading. And finally, at the end of the week, we provide each other with a wrap up. So it really does help keep you accountable to those bigger things that you're working on that you can quite easily, just do away with if something in your life pops up or you don't feel inspired to do it. So some tips around this. I would encourage you to choose a communication platform that you like and that is easy for both of you to access. So WhatsApp is great for my friend and I because that's what we use here in Asia. But you might prefer email or maybe Facebook Messenger or even an in-person catch-up. It really is up to you. And I also really encourage you to have a structure for your check-ins. Now, this gives your check-ins more potency, and plus it removes some of that mental load when it comes to sharing, as well as it aligns with your planning out for the week. So when I sit down to plan on a Sunday night with my pleasure and productivity planner, I've got all the things like my 3 MITs that I'm going to share with my accountability partner on the Monday, okay? So it just takes away that decision, and we're working smarter rather than harder because we're not recreating the wheel when it comes to checking in. Okay, so our third option of welcoming in support is to work with a mentor or a coach. So this is probably no surprise, but having one-on-one support in the form of a coach or a mentor is so juicy and incredibly supportive. Since starting my entrepreneurial adventure more than, about 6-7 years ago, I've continually worked with a number of different coaches, consultants, and mentors. And I know that I am a person who has an external locus of control, meaning I need someone to help keep me accountable when working towards my goals. So for me, it makes perfect sense to invest in one-on-one support to help propel myself forward. And here are some tips for you when you're looking to welcome in this kind of support. And the first one is just trust your intuition. So seek out a coach or a mentor who you resonate with and who you admire. Particularly, you might admire the way they operate personally and professionally. If you have a slight inkling that they aren't the right person for you, trust that and just keep on looking. The right coach or mentor is out there for you. So in my experience, working with numerous coaches and mentors and consultants, I have had incredible, impactful coaching journeys, except for one. And that particular coaching experience was awful. It cost my business partner and I at the time a lot of money. And to be honest, it somewhat scarred me. And even to the point where I hear a particular English accent, I think it's an Essex accent, and I shudder. And I had that inkling that she was not the right person to help us move forward in our business, but all the shoulds came up and she looked good on paper, but there just really was something that wasn't sitting quite right. And I really wished I had listened to that, but lesson learned. I really want to share that as a reminder to let your heart lead you to that perfect coaching, mentoring partnership so you receive the deep support that you really do deserve. And the final opportunity to welcome in support is a business mastermind group. So if you relish support that is more formal and in a group setting, a mastermind could be the way forward for you. Now, over the years, I have been a part of a number of paid, some unpaid, facilitated, some non-facilitated masterminds, and I have gained so much from every experience. There are so many supportive benefits of being a part of a mastermind. The only thing I actually miss, to be honest, from working in corporate is being a part of a team. And I find that when I am a part of a mastermind, I have team members and I don't feel alone in, this crazy up and down adventure of entrepreneurship. And at the start of last year, I actually joined a high-level feminine leadership mastermind run by Jenna Ward, my mentor. And it was absolutely epic and I gained so much from the experience, so much so that I continued on into 2020. And having the support of a mentor plus the support of the other women in the group who were all phenomenal was so incredibly expansive on so many levels. And being a part of this mastermind it's helped me to stay accountable to my goals. So I'm experiencing the most pleasure and success in my business ever. But it has also provided me with a new, deeper approach to my work, which fires me up to really express, be visible, and be seen, and take a stand for what I truly believe in terms of my work and honoring my body of work. But probably the key gift that this mastermind experience has given me is deep, aligned friendships that inspire and fuel me to keep dreaming big. Because sometimes I can get wrapped up in my little entrepreneurship bubble and not dream big and let my imagination run wild and let my potential see where it can go. And I also now have an embodied sense that I can and I will continue to make waves doing business my way and earning great money at the same time. And it was thanks to this mastermind and the individual and the collective support and the different codes from these women that I can operate and flourish in this way. So here are a few tips to consider. So similar to my tips on working with a coach or a mentor, really tune into who is running the mastermind and what support they can offer you. Do you resonate with them and their flavor of work? And also consider the number of women who may be a part of the mastermind. Are you after a large group of women to expand your business horizons, or do you desire a more intimate and supportive experience? And there's no right or wrong answer. These are all just things to consider. And another thing to feel into is the mastermind structure. So do you crave maybe a solid structure with certain business topics and learning outcomes, or are you more open to a flowing experience? Now, I'm not backward in coming forward when I say support is the strategy that has got me to where I am today in business. So yes, I have a master's degree in marketing. I have an honors degree in psychology. I have a background in corporate marketing, and I have a whole heap of other business qualifications and coaching qualifications. And yes, I implement what I learn and I put my knowledge and skills into practice. But if I didn't actively and consistently call in support, I would be continually getting in my own way and my business would be stalling. I know I would be self-sabotaging in some type of way. So leaning into support is smart. It allows you to work smarter, not harder, because really, who does want to recreate the wheel? Not me. And it makes life and business so much sweeter. Now, if you're feeling the desire to open yourself up to some sweet support, I may have something that you could be interested in. I have a one-on-one private mentoring container where I offer a high level of both strategic and emotional support to coaches, healers, health and wellness practitioners, and creatives. And this is where we really dive deep into how you can experience wild pleasure, so embody pleasure, and success in your business without burning out, by combining soulful marketing and business strategies with transformational feminine embodiment tools. We really are about letting your success be simple and letting it be pleasurable. And I also have an incredible feminine business mastermind container, which is open for enrollment now. And over the 6 months, we walk you through my signature system where you learn how to liberate your body and liberate your business. We double down on your dream clients. We craft soulful signature offerings that sell. We uncover meaningful and magical marketing strategies that actually feel good to you. And we dive into the intersection of pleasure and prosperity in business. And then we unlock your feminine magnetism so you can draw your body's desires towards you. And a part of this is one-on-one coaching and group coaching, as well as this curriculum that I just shared. Now, the women who are in the mastermind are flipping amazing and achieving great results. So if you're interested in either support options, I'll share some more details in the show notes. Okay, so let's recap. Today we covered why you should be open to receiving support in your business and the significant benefits of support. It really is the feminine fuel that allows your business to flourish. And I also shared my own experience with welcoming in support and the rewards I have received and experienced. And then I also shared the 4 practical ways you can create consistent support in your own business. And I threw in there a few tips and considerations to ensure you're really seeking out the best support for you. So I'm curious, how open does your body feel to welcoming in more support into your business? I'd really love to know. So if you're keen to share, please DM me on Instagram. You can find me at Ainsley Young, or maybe you have some questions about my experience with up-leveling my support game. Again, feel free to DM me. I'm happy to dive in and share more. And I also have something really exciting to share. If you're listening to this in real time, I'm doing an encore of my live training entitled Why Traditional Marketing Does Not Work for Soul-Led Entrepreneurs. And I'll be sharing the 3 major shifts you need to make in order to unlock the magnetic marketing code. This training is definitely for you. If you struggle with marketing, you find it boring, or you'd much prefer to be spending your time doing your work, that is, partnering with clients and serving them. And, who doesn't want that, right? I know that's what I want. Now, this live training will be on Wednesday, the 14th of October. So if you're keen to access this high-level training where I share the juicy feminine embodiment business success strategy, plus provide you with an embodied experience of the first step of this strategy, then you don't want to miss out. You can sign up over at startingwitha.com/marketing, and I'll also put the details in the show notes. So make sure you sign up and I'll send you all the information. I can't wait for you to join. Thanks so much for listening to today's podcast episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you received some tips and takeaways, or maybe a major aha. And if you did, please leave me a quick 5-star rating and review in Apple Podcasts. I'd be so grateful. And if you'd like to connect, just come and say hi. DM me over on Instagram. You can find me at Ainsley Young. I'll speak with you soon.